This is something I've actually researched with. It's something I've compared with my life. So please, everything I'm giving in this video, this is a very quick disclaimer. Anything I'm giving in this video, these are some of my views, some of the things I've researched that I think will work, or some of the things that actually worked in my case. So please make sure that you actually, because the best way to handle any emotionally abusive relationship is, number one, is to seek help and to get out of that relationship. You can seek help by seeing a licensed therapist, someone to talk to, someone that will really be able to get what is happening. Because please, in this case, all the advices I'm going to be giving is going to be on a very generalized basis. So make sure that you actually see a therapist that will advise you on what to do based on your own situation. So please make sure that you see a licensed therapist, someone to talk to, and I think talking to a person will even give you that power to not only leave that relationship physically, but also leave that relationship emotionally. I think next is you need to know your rights. You need to know that you have the right to be treated with respect. You have the right to be appreciated. You need to know that you have the right to associate with your family. You have the right to control your time. You have the right to demand your partner to actually treat you the way you want to be treated. Please remember at the beginning I said emotional relationship does not just exist in an intimate relationship. It could also exist in a church setting, in a workplace, among friends. So just make sure that the signs I've said earlier, you watch out for them, but also know your rights. Know that you have the right to say no to your partner if maybe you don't want sexual relations. You have the right to say no to your partner if you're not willing to do what it demands of you in the relationship. If a relationship no longer serves you right as the way you want it to do, you have the right to walk out of it. So these are the things you need to be aware of, the rights you have, not just as an individual, but as an individual in that relationship. Because trust me guys, it takes you need to love yourself just as much as you need to love other people. So you should make sure that you're not allowing yourself, or allowing yourself to be pulled down more than necessary, because you're trying to make sure that this other person is being cared for, whereas the other person is emotionally abusing you. You need to be really, really careful about that. Also, you need to realize that it does not matter how much time you give this person leeway. You need to know that you cannot change your partner. Now, so many people are emotionally abusive, or they always try to intimidate or control other people because of how they've been brought up themselves, because maybe they've been emotionally abused themselves even in the past, or they've been physically abused, and this is actually the only way they know how to make sure that this person stays on loving them. It could be a training, a upbringing defect in them. So you need to understand that you cannot change the person. Trust me, the person that can change themselves is you. Just the way I said, you need to seek help. You need to seek out of the relationship. You hear me saying you. You don't hear me saying the person. It change starts from within first before it comes to outside. That's why I'm so happy for you, because you took the first step to clicking this video, to watching this video. So I already know that it's something that you want to get out of, and then you just come to the second steps of you actually living, which all the steps and using a therapist is all about. You need to remember that you cannot change you cannot change your partner. That him or she hurting you is not because it's not your responsibility. It's not because of your mistakes, but it's because of the way they are. You need to get that very clear. Trust me, you cannot do things differently, because even when you did things differently, you were still abused. So it's not about you doing things differently. Besides, there's a case of there's always the avenue of forgiveness. It's not about that. It's about just the person being having that thing. The person needs to seek help also, because if you emotionally abuse people, and emotional abuse is a consistent pattern, guys, the person needs help with themselves. But I will advise you not to necessarily advise the person that they need help. You need to after time has passed, you can write a very short note telling the person that, or even just leave it out and pray that other people will get across to the person. This video is about you. It's about you getting help and you getting well, not about the other person. So you need to make sure that you don't take responsibility for the actions. That no, he said this because he wanted me to do this and I didn't do it, it's my fault. No, it does not work that way. A relationship is supposed to be loving. Loving means forgiveness. That is the essential meaning of loving. It means forgiveness and making people feel better about themselves. That is what love means. So please don't mistake love to being don't mistake it with being emotionally being abusive. Number 4, don't retaliate. Don't try to now, abusers are excellent manipulators and they might provoke you to the point of breaking and then blame you for everything. Don't retaliate on any digs, on insults or threats. Now, it's better for you to hold back, even though it's better for you to hold back on your anger, guys, because it might be a trap and then it might be used against you. Don't respond to physical abuse, because this might be, maybe the person wants to actually physically abuse you and then he's just waiting for you to say something, to do something for him to eat you, and then blame you about it and wait for you to actually plead and beg them to forgive you. So it might also be a trap. So make sure that you don't retaliate. Also, you need to recognize that the longer you stay with this person, the higher the chance that this relationship, which is already emotionally abusive, might not just transform or not just increase into be physically abusive. But if you bring your children into it, that means you're raising children that are seeing their mother physically abused, or they're seeing their father physically abused. That means you're raising up children that will be either physically or emotionally abused. You're raising up children that will turn out to be just as maybe the father or the mother that is emotionally abusing other people. Now, this is not the right environment to bring up children in. This is not the right environment to bring young minds. This is not the right environment to mold young minds in. So please recognize the loss. Even if you don't want to get out of that relationship for yourself, get out of that relationship for your future you. Trust me, your future you will thank you for coming out of that relationship, as I'm thanking my future, my past me for coming out of that relationship. You need to make sure that an emotional abusive relationship is not where you should be. So please make sure that you put this just these very small steps into play, and trust me, it's going to make a very, very huge result. Lastly but not least, you need to reach out for support. You need to reach out for support. Now, if you're in an emotional abusive relationship, the person already controls your time, so you might not be able to see a therapist. But make sure that you find a way to pass a message. Confide in family, in friends that are faithful to you, because don't confide in a couple friend, like a friend that is both the person abusing you's friend and your own friend. Confide in someone that is solely on your side, because the person will have more chance of actually helping you out of that situation without telling the other person. You can create a alert to tell them you're in trouble. You can reach out to them, get them to find ways to help you out of that situation. And I just hope that when you put all these steps into practices, it actually helps you come out of it. And very soon I'm going to be uploading what you can do to heal yourself, allow that scars to be stars, and to come out a actually better person from all of this. Thank you so much, guys, for taking time out to watch this video. Please, if you know someone, or if you think there's anyone that's emotionally being abused, please share this video to them. Let them watch it secretly, or just show it to them. Let them watch it on your phone, so that it's not something the other partner would see, and see they're actually getting up for it, so that they'll be able to get out of that relationship faster. In this type of approach, when you want to help out someone that is emotionally abused, the tip in the night sneak kind of works best, because the other person is unaware and therefore unable to hinder whatever efforts you're doing, which to me is like is very, very good. But that's it, guys. Thanks so much. Please share this video, give it a like, make sure that you've subscribed already, because this channel is all about putting in systems for success in your relationships, in your finances, at your workplace, at even your spiritual growth. This is about having all-round success, and this channel is going to be giving you systems that will make sure that success is a must. Thank you, guys. See you next time. Hope very, very soon. Make sure you turn on the notification, because sometimes I upload other than Mondays and Thursdays. Later, guys. Bye.